Alright, this is how to stream. Hopefully this is only going to be one part. Uh, Basically, streaming involves three different programs. We have Wirecast, we have YouTube, and we have the Faith and Victory website. So three pieces. Um, the YouTube is what we call our front end. So that's what the users interface with. That's how they um, see the stream. The Wirecast is what we call our back end. That's the program that uses the video recorder and takes all the input from the sound. Um, and then the web page is how we display it, how we get people to it. Alright, the first thing we need to do is go to YouTube. So let's go to YouTube, and I'm just going to take you through the whole thing. So we want to make sure that we have the black icon, the black Faith and Victory icon here in the upper right hand corner. Once we do that, we click on it, left click, then you go to Creator Studio. So this is basically our YouTube account, the church YouTube account. And Creator Studio is basically YouTube software that it uses on the YouTube side. And this is like our YouTube page. And so in the YouTube page, there's a live streaming button here. Click on that. That brings down a list, and you want to go to events. So because we're setting up a future event, we want to click new event, and then we stick in the title. So I gotta go grab, what's the title? I gotta go to email. Pastor Matt sends me the title. The most powerful spice in the world. So I put that in there. It is, I set the date, it's tomorrow. I do the second service first because that way it just works it right. And then I have a little notepad here that allows me, and this is also on the streaming computer. I'm doing this from home. There's a little notepad that copy and paste this stuff into the description. So that's just a thank you for watching, website, street address. And then also this has tags. So YouTube tags are used for searching. Well, we just kind of picked a bunch of our favorite ones and we got them there, and then we just kablamo, copy and paste them into the YouTube tags. So now our stuff, theoretically, people search for more food. And then I always add in a couple that are relevant to the sermon. Alright, so then we create the event. Great. Now, here's two things we need to take care of here. We need the thumbnail. So the thumbnail is always in Dropbox. So Dropbox should be in your list of stuff here on the left-hand side. Go to Dropbox. It's always in sermon stuff and images. And so when I create the graphic for the sermons, I put it in the same spot every time. It's in sermon stuff, images. And so then you just click on the graphic and you click open. It uploads it, and presto. Now it's got the thing, the right image. Ingestion. So ingestion is like the settings that YouTube is expecting from Wirecast. So it's got to be set up the same way on both sides, right? So YouTube is expecting certain settings, and Wirecast is sending certain settings. And if those don't match up, then it won't stream right. You'll get all kinds of issues. So what we do is, and also you have to name it. So we create a new stream. I name it some kind of shortcut, so I call it Spice. So this isn't going to show up anywhere. This is just so you can remember it. So I just call it Spice, and then I don't put anything in the description. And then we stream in 720p. So that's the second one down, 720p, 1500 kilobytes per second. And then save changes. And then you should have this dotted, and you should see that there. And then I go over to live control room, and I want to make sure that everything shows up. I want to make sure my graphic shows up, and I want to make sure that it looks right. Okay, so now for the moment we're done with the YouTube side of things. So the next thing I need to do is I need to do that process again for the 9 o'clock. So I go back to events, create a new event. Oh, I gotta get the sermon again. Most powerful spice in the world. Boom. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. Go to my WordPad. Scroll over. Thank you for watching. Boom. Here is here's our YouTube tags. Boom. And then I'm going to add spice. Two. Perfect. I'm going to create the event. I'm going to go to browse. I'm going to grab the graphic again. And I'm going to create a second. And I'm going to call this spice first. Set it to 720. And then I'm going to go to the live control room. And then I'm going to check it out. And there it is. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to coordinate this. We need to get this on the website. So we get ourselves a new tab here. We go to faithandvictory.com/live. Now, the way this works is, so this is the website. Now, at the top, if you see this is logged in up here, as you can see, I'm logged in. Howdy, Pastor Todd. On the streaming computer at church, it should say Howdy FVC user. That's the username that we have for the stream computer. But you should have this black bar across the top. And this is basically edit mode on the website. So this is faithandvictory.com/live. So this is what people see when they come to that to watch the live stream. And then because we're logged in, we're able to edit this page. And so we want to edit the page because this is Wednesday's sermon and we need to make it Sunday's sermon. So here's what it looks like when you try to edit it. Now, this is all a lot of confusing stuff, but you don't have to worry about it that much. It's some code, but basically the only thing you need to worry about is you need to change the title. So we need to change this part. The sword that needs no sheath needs to be the most powerful spice in the world. And then we need to change this to 9, and 11 a.m. Perfect. Now, we also need to change the YouTube video, which in this format just looks like a big gray box. But we need to do that actually in the text. So instead of visual over here at the right, we click on text. And what we're looking for in this code is where we're looking for a little section that says iframe. So up near the top always, because it's at the top of the page, second paragraph, there's a little section for iframe. Iframe to iframe. So there's an iframe at the beginning and there's an iframe at the end. So if you notice, if we go over here and we go more and we go to the embed setting, the embed setting gets us the player in the website itself. We copy that, see, and notice that the text that we're copying is iframe to iframe. And all we're doing is we're just replacing it. So we're replacing iframe to iframe with the other iframe. and that gets us the new video. And then once we've done that, we just hit the update button, and then I always make sure I like to check it because sometimes it doesn't go the way that you want it to go. And then if your graphic shows up and you have your title with your times all right, then you're good to go. Um, and um, this will be the process that you'll also do between services. So because between services we have to put the 11 o'clock stream in this spot. Um, so so the last piece then is that we got to set up the streaming using the Wirecast. So you open the Wirecast. Now some of it'll look a little different because this is my home computer, not the one at church. But there's like a camera view. Uh, but it's basically the same. What we're doing is we have to connect Wirecast with YouTube. And so we set all the YouTube settings already. We set it all up. YouTube's looking for a specific thing from Wirecast. And so now what we get to do is we got to do Wirecast. So we start up here. I hope this works. I'm not sure. We go to stream. Now, we want to make sure that YouTube is clicked here. And then we want to authenticate it. And this is the process where our Wirecast goes to YouTube and it says, hey, I'm looking for you. Is there something on YouTube that is there for me to stream? And to do that, it needs to go through our account. And so we need to make sure we get the black Faith and Victory. That's the right one. And you need to make sure it's the black one. And then you click accept. And that will get you back to here. Then you click it a second time. Now, you know that this has worked because you will see stuff filled in. Look at this, the most powerful spice in the world, 712, whatever. And username Faith and Victory Church. All that stuff is filled in. And basically, you hit OK, and then you click the stream button one more time. Nothing happens, nothing pops up, it just turns red. I don't want to turn it red because I don't want to mess with it for tomorrow. But basically, this turns red. I click OK, then I click on the stream button again, and then it turns red. And that's all that happens. And then the last piece of it is I go back to YouTube, and see it says we're not receiving any data from your coder because it's looking for Wirecast. It's sending out a thing saying, where are you at? Where's my signal coming from? So when you get that red dot to appear in Wirecast, this blue box that's shaded out now will turn blue, like this color up here. And you preview it, and then you hit live. And once you hit live on this, the counter will start, and that means you're go. Like, that means when somebody hits the play button, they're going to view whatever it is you got up in Wirecast. Now, it's after the service, and we need to get everything up on the website. So this is where RJ and I do things a little bit differently. He records it and then rips it using a little program. I like to just rip it off the YouTube. So go to the YouTube recording. It takes a little bit for it to appear, but once it's there, go to it, and then you copy the address. And then I have a little website favorited. It's called MP3 Fiber. So, and I'll send you that link. You go to mp3fiber.com, you paste the address here, and then you want to convert it to an MP3. So what this website does is it takes a YouTube link and then it converts the video and sound to just sound. And then you hit download. And then it'll bring up the screen. It's going to download it and then it's going to convert it. I already did this because it takes a while to convert it. So I'm going to cancel this. But I'll send you the link for that. So there we go. Alright, so normally you'd save it to a place where you could get to it. So we go to File, we go to Open, and the most powerful spice in the world. Alright, so here you go. You have second service in MP3 format. So what we want to do is we need to chop off worship because we don't need the worship portion of it. So I just pick a spot. Usually worship lasts about 30 minutes. So let's see there. And actually that was about a perfect spot because Matt was kind of playing. And so I just delete all the worship. Oh, it's thinking about it. I think I got something chugging me down. I'm trying to record this and do all this stuff at the same time. It's chugging my machine down. Alright, there we go. Right. So now we're kind of starting in the right spot. Now, the only other piece of this that we need to do, well, I shouldn't say the only other piece. The next step of what we need to do is we need to add the intro. We have a little intro that we made, so we got to go back to Dropbox. So we can do that. We can go down here. This is in this program. It doesn't have your little sidebar. So I just go down to here, down to Dropbox, lower right hand corner by the clock, double click, go to sermon recording, and this right here, this FVC MX1, that is the intro. So I double click on that, click yes, it opens another Audacity window, which is perfect. We get the cursor at the beginning, and we get it to the end. We hit Control C for copy. We go back to our sermon. We get the cursor at the beginning of the thing. Oh, it's struggling. And you can kind of, there you go. And you can kind of zoom in a little bit. There you go. And then I paste it. Come on. There you go. And so now it's pasted in. So now we have our intro. So you can kind of listen to the intro. Welcome to Faith and Victory Church, blah, blah, blah. So now it goes from our intro into our sermon. Perfect. And that's what we want. And then I kind of look at the end. Man, it's killing me. Normally it does better than this. And I try to make sure that there's no weird stuff or weird extra stuff at the end. But that's pretty clean. Pretty clean ending. Not a big deal if there's a few seconds of stuff. Okay, so now we've got it exactly how we want it. So we go up here to File. Of course, it's not going to cooperate. And then we go to Export. And I'm going to rename it Most Powerful Spice. And I'm going to hit Save. And then it's going to give me a bunch of stuff to fill in. So artist name, that's Pastor Matt Tunis. Track title, Most Powerful Spice. No, it's the Most Powerful Spice. The album title is Faith and Victory Church. Track number, year 2015. Genre, some Christian's good. Christian. And there we go. And this rest of the stuff you can just leave. And you just click OK. And then it makes it, and it goes all the way across. I already did this. I'm just using this as an example. So I'm just going to cancel this. And then then that will make you a new file wherever you saved it, probably on your desktop, and it will be, oh, well, I started making it, so it did it. The Most Powerful Spice. And so there you go. And then you can use that file to upload to the sermon. So we go back to faithandvictory.com. As I said before, if it's not logged in already, you can go to the blogs page at the top here. And this is the easiest place to get to a login. Login from the bloggers. Your user will be, I'm probably just going to create you a user. The one at church is probably logged in as FVCIT. My login is Pastor Todd. I have to remember my password though. Hopefully that worked. There we go. So then we get to the dashboard. Now, normally I create a sermon. And so when I do that, I go to New Sermon. And I put in here and then I fill this all out. The Most Powerful Spice. And then what I do is I take the sermon notes that Pastor Matt gave me and I paste them in here. And then also, you see me running around with the camera, and I put 3 or 4 pictures from the service in here as well. You shouldn't have to worry about that. I will make that happen. If I'm not there for whatever reason, just leave it blank, and then whenever I get back or whatever, I can fill it in later. It's not this part is not that big of a deal. If it's a Sunday sermon, you want to mark the topic as John, if we're still in John. If it's a Wednesday sermon, you want to hit in sermon series, you want to hit Wednesday. And then you just tag the sermon speaker. So the one I'm doing, Matt was the sermon speaker. And then sermon tags are just kind of searchable stuff. And so Spice, All In, because he was talking about being all in, and John. So we add some of that. The featured image should show up. I should have uploaded it. So the Most Powerful Spice of the World. Set the featured image. And then we just have 2 other things to fill in. We need to fill in the video. And so that's back to YouTube. Back to YouTube. Video Manager. Most Powerful Spice. So we want to go to Share. And we want the embed because we want the iframe. That's what we need to paste. So you grab the iframe in the embed. You go back to here, you paste that in here, that gets you your video. The audio, you choose the audio. Now, if you're doing it yourself, you then upload it. So then I saved it to the desktop. And here's the most powerful spice. That's the one that I would have created if I went through the whole process. I already did this, and so here's the one that we created. So I choose it. I choose it again. And there you see faithofvictory.com MP3. So that's if you have to create it yourself. Now, normally probably what's going to happen is you're going to see this screen where it's logged in, and I'm already going to have created it. So what all you have to do is you go to the dashboard. You go to sermons, all sermons, and you just look for it. And so here's the one we've been working on. This is the one I already did for Sunday, but here's the one we've been working for, and you just click edit. And then you're to this screen, which I already kind of showed you what we were doing before. I didn't save it. But then you can paste your YouTube video into here. You can paste your audio. You can upload and do your audio file here. So I just wanted to make sure that I showed you both ways. Both if I've already created it, which then you just go into it. So just make sure you check that first. And then you have the ability to go new and sermon if no one's there. And that's pretty much it. And then you hit publish when you're done. And then it's up on the website. Oh, cancel this. I hope this was not too broad. I taught you more than probably what RJ showed you, and I do things a little bit differently than he does, but it's fine. But I hope that maybe seeing the whole picture maybe will help you out.